You're going to fuck off.
Alô, voltei. Tá me ouvindo? Ô, bora, mano. Liguei a live de novo aqui porque eu preciso assistir, velho. Preciso assistir essa pedrada. Bora, todos prontos? Todos prontos? Todos prontos? Posso dar play? Essa aqui vai ser pedrada, mano. Voltei pra nós ver, pô. Esse conteúdo tem que ser visto. Eu ia ver no off aqui, mas eu falei, pô, não vou abandonar vocês, né? Como eu já tinha desligado a stream, ia assistir sozinho, mas não tem porquê. Tá junto, tá junto. Bora, já vamos começar. Entrevista, você precisa assistir essa entrevista do Bwipo, está acontecendo agora ao vivo, mas a gente vai pegar do meio aqui. A gente vai voltar do início, no caso, né, obviamente. Mas tá acontecendo ao vivo aqui. Eu tive imprevistos, não consegui estar na hora. Bora. Entrevista God,
Esse
mano.
vídeo aqui
Entrevista
não
God.
vai estar em português, então recomendo que você ative ali as legendas nativas do YouTube. É só você clicar
Sim,
ali
Ericat.
em CC, ativou as legendas e é isso aí. Valeu!
Sim, Ericat. Sim,
Fala,
Ericat.
pessoal, beleza? Butcher aqui. Tamo pra uma entrevista.
Essa aqui é pedrada, guys. Melhor jornalista do LoL brasileiro, ao lado do jogador mais influente do momento aí e líder do maior time da LTA no momento.
Super especial com um cara que, né, vocês não estão cansando de ver, pelo que a gente está entendendo, então a
Não.
gente convidou o Bwipo para vir trocar uma ideia mais extensa, assim, sobre algumas coisas que ele tem, sobre visão do nosso cenário, mas também algumas opiniões pessoais sobre a carreira dele, sobre coisas que ele tem feito. So, Bwipo, great having you here. Did you understand anything that I introduced us?
Yeah, something about getting sick of seeing me.
Awesome. Bwipo, so you guys advanced to the next stage of LTA, and also the other North American teams also did. That means that LTA South is out of the tournament, and that sparked some great discussions in Brazil regarding what we can do to get better and things like that. A lot of tough opinions that we've been seeing from pros and streamers and co-streamers, ex-pro players and things like that. So playing against Brazilian teams and seeing like how the scene has been developing the past few years, I mean, not as closely as people who live in here, but what are some thoughts that you see on Brazilian teams and Latin American teams as well?
Yeah. Honestly, the players individually are not that bad. I think.
Meu
lot of
baixa a
people,
voz dele.
You know, think that the difference is in player skill. I think it's not. There is, sure, when push comes to shove, but I think that the biggest difference is the best players on Brazilian teams don't get treated like it. Like I'm a simple man, you know. Like when I watch someone play League of Legends, there's two things I want to see. The first one, when I look at the characters move around the map, I can tell who is your king. We used to have a joke in Fnatic, like the president or the king. That is
A gente tinha isso em 2020. A gente falava que o Envy era o senhor
that
presidente,
guy.
mano.
We always run towards the president.
A gente falava exatamente isso, era o senhor
We
presidente.
always run towards the king. It's always about him. In the draft, sometimes that will be your Azir, sometimes it will be your AD carry, sometimes it will be your top laner.
Na Fnatic dele era o Caps,
But
né?
what I'm trying to say is when I just look at the map and I fast forward and I just look at the minimap, just the minimap, I see all these people, whenever they have free time, they run towards that guy. Always. That doesn't happen. Their best players, they just get treated like another player. There's no emphasis on helping that person carry the game.
So how do you see like and I
fácil quando seu
remember like
presidente é o
way
Caps,
in the
de
past
fato.
when Dyrus said like I just won the opportunity to play League of Legends because he was playing like weak side after weak side and things like that. But nowadays we kind of don't see very much these like hard weak side, I think. So how do you see this movement of roles beginning to happen within every lane?
It's just a matter of where your jungler is usually. Your jungler and support will always dictate the pace of the game. I talked to Brance yesterday and I told him, it's like, hey, like right now you guys have no flash. You already won 2v2. You did a good job. You killed people. Your jungler is walking towards his wolves and the enemy gives you an angle to Rakan W in and you take it? Mm-hmm. Why? Why do you take that? Like, what do you not feel happy with 1 kill? Do you need 2 kills? Do you need 3 kills? Mm-hmm. Why don't you feel confident with the lead you have? And why don't you feel confident that you can wait for your teammate to come and make your lead bigger? Because when you fight 3v3, it's probably better odds than 2v3. Mm. So what I'm trying to say is that psychologically, people are inclined to take every opportunity because that's what you practice.
Sure.
In solo queue, you play solo queue, and the guy, like, you get a kill on him, he fights you again, let's kill him again. You get ganked, it's fine, I'll try and fight him again next round. Mm. In competitive, it's not that simple. It shouldn't be that simple. Sure.
But like when we talk about Brazilian players and be that like mobile players, be that FPS players, people tend to say that Brazilian players, they are both instinctive players and passionate players. Yeah. Is that what you want on a pro player?
Of course, that's what I am. Hmm. If you watch me play, do you really think I don't fight people? I fight people all the time.
But do you have to, keep yourself from doing certain actions?
Yeah.
Because you gave an example like, I could kill this guy as Volibear, but why would I do that if my team might need a TP in 30 seconds to fight?
Why? Like the thing is,
so you're not following your instincts.
Well, the thing is the first question is it guaranteed? Like if I go on him, am I going to kill him? 80%, 70%. I'm already really strong. I'm 30 CS lead. I have a full level lead. Why do I need to take a 70% chance to win when I know if I patiently wait for my Sejuani, anything on our screen will die?
Sure.
Anything. That's exactly what I did. I sat in my lane and pushed and hovered and I just got information. That's all I did until my Sejuani came to me.
E o jogo de LoL é exatamente sobre isso. Tipo, é muito sobre as porcentagens que você pega, tá ligado? Tipo, quando você já tem a vantagem, existe um jeito de você jogar o jogo em time que é basicamente 100% de chance de você ganhar. Então, mesmo que você tenha vantagem, quer dizer, principalmente quando você tem a vantagem, você evita fazer plays aleatórias. Você foca em usar todos os recursos do seu time pra você fazer uma big play, tá ligado? Fazer uma play setada, uma play que você vai ganhar mais. É o exemplo que eu tava dando antes, tipo... Você é um ADC, você tá 2-0. Tá muito mais forte que o outro carry. É mais interessante você guardar as suas summoners pra uma teamfight? Ou é mais interessante você gastar o seu flash pra pegar mais uma kill no AD inimigo? Tá ligado? É algo que a gente vê muito no BR acontecendo. Solo kill, essas coisas. E, pô, a maioria das vezes... Não é que é uma opção ruim, né? Tipo assim, você mata o cara, legal. Mas é uma opção pior do que se você tivesse flash e tivesse usado isso pra capitalizar mais.
Guys, I take bot tower. Mm-hmm. So, it's not like I'm not trying to kill people. I'm calling. I want to kill him. I'm really strong. I want to look. And my teammates will tell me, yeah, works for me. Or, no, let's wait. Because we need to first help the other people that are weak.
Hmm. But don't you agree that this happens because you're holding your instinct? And what I'm saying is Brazilian players would rather take that chance because of their instincts.
I mean, that's just excuses.
Sure.
You're a professional. Mm-hmm. You watch the best footballers in the world. They have the ball. They have a goal in front of them. How many of them are just going to run at it 1 versus 3? 0. So why is it different in football? Why not wait for your teammates and pass the ball? Why not help them create a good opportunity for you?
But one would argue that like the great players, like, I don't know, Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, or things like that, Neymar, they are known also because, they rather take some opportunities on things that aren't guaranteed.
Yeah, when they need to.
Sure.
If the score is 2-0, do you think they're doing that? I mean, you may be. I don't know. I don't watch enough football to know, but I'm willing to bet money right now. They don't do that. Mm-hmm. When the game is 2-0, Let's see.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying. When initially you got
Caralho, viado, é o Brasil na Copa, mano.
the lead, you got the kill on Varus Rakan, you got the kill, you played well, you played this lane swap.
Brasil na Copa, em vez de jogar pra escalar, em vez de só valorizar a vantagem, todo mundo que ser
Well,
herói,
you
velho.
traded well, you got kills. I remember I watched Pain Gaming, like, they got 2v2 kills every game, no?
Yeah.
There you go, that's the risk you took. How to take that lead and walk it further, that's what I'm talking about.
Isso aqui tá... Deixa eu só corrigir pra
Take
vocês
that
aqui. Como aproveitar essa licença, na verdade, como aproveitar essa vantagem.
Lead and walk it further, that's what I'm talking about. You already got, like, that was your passion, that was your instinct, that was you getting a lead for your team. We're playing a strategy game, you know, not Street Fighter.
Yeah, sure.
So if you, the next time you fight to the death when you are 1-0, when you are outnumbered, that makes you stupid. Why would you? If you can die because you are getting tower dove or there's pressure, like, that's a different topic. Maybe you have to squeeze. You made a mistake. Okay, like, you didn't realize, they're going to come and dive me. Fuck, I have to fight right now. This is my best chance. Better to fight 2v2 and then someone gank me than wait for to get dove 2v3. Sure, no problem. But when you are seeing them 2v2 and all you need to do is kill the minions so that they can't make a play on you while your jungler is on the opposite side, just kill the minions and wait for him. The jungler needs to farm too. This is the thing. Everyone agrees the jungler needs to farm his camps. Right?
Nem todo mundo.
Sure.
I think so.
Eu aprendi com o Shine.
I always tell people
E com Revolta, né?
that are low elo, I tell them, first thing I ask them is, what is your job as a top laner?
Mano, é engraçado essa porra, porque ele vai falando os bagulhos e vai fazendo total sentido. Tipo, os dois times que eu fui campeão, eu tinha dois jungler chato do caralho que ficava sempre falando, espera o clear, espera o clear, espera o clear, não flipa. Coisas desse tipo.
What is your job as a mid laner? What's your job as an AD carry? And what's your job as a jungler? And the reality is it's farm. You have a jungler in the jungle because you need someone to farm those camps because you earn more money as a team.
Yep.
That's why there's no two top laners. That's why in bot lane, AD carries get played. Do you know why? AD carries don't need levels as much as they need money.
Yep.
Money scales better than experience for them. Both are good, of course. But really, when it comes down to it, if you had to choose, you would want to put an AD carry bot lane because they want gold more than XP. So having someone hold their hand and make sure they get gold, good.
Sure.
So from this perspective, everyone's farming, and your jungler goes bottom side to farm, and the enemy jungler goes top side to farm. And you decide to trade all in when your jungler is bottom side and their jungler is top side. How can you justify that? Even if you kill him. Why? Is the game lost? Are you feeling like there's pressure? Do you feel like if I go into mid game and I don't make a play right now, my champion's going to be weaker? Okay. You can make up reasons. I don't think they're wrong. Sometimes I do it too. It's like, I picked counter matchup, but I need to kill him, and I played early game poorly, so if I don't fight right now, I'm going to get outscaled. This is my last chance, you know? I have to fight right now. And then you can talk with your teammates and be like, hey, in this situation, I need you to just skip some camps and come and help me because otherwise the game is going to be really bad.
Sure.
And then you will forward that discussion and you will say, then maybe you should counter, like, play a different counter because I think this is not necessary. Like, my champion scales really well. I don't want to do this. And you see how, talking to myself, I can find a consistent pattern to create problem solving. This is the problem. He agreed with me. He's like, why would I fight here?
How does this line of thought transitions to a thing that I think every emergent regions feels that when we are playing on the lead, we feel uncomfortable, almost uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then when, you know, it's one play and all our 2K gold lead goes away, and then to take 2K away from the other team, it seems like such a struggle, you know?
It makes sense. I think it's because people do not practice trust. You know what trust is? Trust is knowing that he will come and help me. You know, people are religious in Brazil, right?
People are what? Sorry?
Religious.
Yeah.
They love Jesus
Most of
Christ, they love God. The number one thing you learn is you have to wait. He will give it to you when he wants to. I'm not saying that your best player is God, but he's your king.
Sure.
You need to trust him, that he would come and give back to me. How he does that, it's up to him. We can even talk about it. You know, ideally, as you play together, you will talk about how you do that. But my point is people don't create situations where they can receive.
I see.
They play in a way where they leave the opportunities for them are not easy to take. It's hard to see.
And when like what clicked in you to make yourself available for coaching Brazilian players?
I mean, I've already talked about this, but I want people to be proud of the region they support.
Sure.
This is how people watch. This is how money enters the scene. I mean, that's how it worked for me, at least. I was in Fnatic. We had good Worlds performances. G2 also had good Worlds performances. Everyone watched the LEC. Shitload of money came into the scene. That's longevity right there.
Yeah.
Number one, money. Obviously, I'm not made of I'm made of flesh and blood too. I needed to. So I would like there to be a sustainable environment for everyone. I would like esports to continue going because I enjoy it. It's my passion. I would love to work another 20 years in esports. And if I can help some people understand that it's not complicated to play well. It's complicated to make miracles happen. And this is why a lot of people, when they look at Faker compared to Chovy, people will say, Chovy, he's really good, but. What's that but? That but is that he doesn't make X factor.
Sure.
That's what I'm saying. And this is what I do with all the players I talk to, right? All the players I talk to this about. It's like, pick any pro player you want. Any of your favorite pro player that is tier 1, performs at Worlds, and plays well Asian teams. Anyone you want. Bin, Zeus, Chovy, Faker, Owner, whatever. Any of these players. AD Carry, Gumayushi, Carry. Pick any. I'll go through the game with you. Any game. You will see. They wait for each other.
Esse jeitinho que ele fala no final muito pique.
They always
There's
play
a sense of
together.
unity, right?
That's exactly what I'm saying, is the team plays as one piece. And
Sure.
when someone deviates,
Exatamente isso, velho. É exatamente isso. Isso eu já tinha comentado também, tipo, como eu já vi ele falando pontos parecidos muitas vezes, mas é exatamente isso, tipo, o cara que tá do outro lado tem que jogar de acordo com o que o time tá fazendo, tá ligado? Ele pode estar longe, não importa, mas ele tem que estar trabalhando na mesma condição de vitória, vamos dizer assim.
there's a good reason for it, or it's a mistake. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. The rest of the team will rally around that player, and they will wait for that player to respawn.
Tem que sempre ter um objetivo maior, tá ligado?
And like team longevity, teams being 1 year, 2 years together, that doesn't connect immediately to having team unity, right?
I mean, I think you can build a very good team structure in about a month, 6 weeks.
Sure.
That's what we did in Fnatic in 2021. I think as a jungler, it was much easier for me because when you're playing jungle, you're farming jungle moments, so I can look at my lanes. As a top laner, I'm fighting these guys.
Yeah.
So much more focus needed to lane,
Yeah.
So it's like hard for me to look what other people are doing in their lane. But at the same time, if I'm disciplined, I can.
Eu não gosto da forma como as coisas estão se desenrolando. Parece que a gente é um bando de inapto, pra não dizer outra coisa. Pô, mano, eu gosto bastante da forma como as coisas estão desenrolando. E eu acho que ele tá trazendo pontos extremamente importantes, tá ligado? E, mano, eu tô, tipo assim, realmente é até emocionante, de certa forma, porque tudo que ele tá falando, os times que eu já fui campeão, acontecia essas coisas, tá ligado? E nos times que eu sofri mais, faltava essas coisas. Então, tipo assim, ele tá colocando de uma maneira muito foda e ao mesmo tempo, né, tipo, é uma coisa, vamos dizer assim, simples o que ele tá falando, mas tem muito jogador que não dá valor a esse... Tipo assim, em vez de você fazer um play individual que só tá pensando em você, você tem que sempre conectar o time inteiro, sempre esperar um ao outro e, tipo, é básico, mas a gente não faz, sacou?
Show you what I'm doing and lead by example. And again, the Volibear game I played, I really implore any pro player that's listening to watch that game. I didn't do anything. I'm way stronger than that guy. I didn't force my jungler to come bot and kill him. I didn't force my mid laner to roam and kill him. I didn't force my team to come and make plays. No, I let them just do your thing. I'm farming for the first 15 minutes. My first kill came in 15 minutes when I flashed on Talia and killed her. How come 15 minutes later I'm tower diving their team 1v4? I don't need to get 10.
A coisa mais prática de jogo, guys, que vocês vão ver de exemplo é, tipo, qualquer time muito foda que você vê da LPL, LCK, o primeiro clear, principalmente, mano, é sempre full clear, basicamente. Porque o jogo já é muito setado, é muito difícil alguma lane fazer merda. E o primeiro clear do jungle, se ele for rápido, vai fazer o segundo clear ser mais rápido, que vai fazer o terceiro ser mais rápido. Então, tipo assim, se você quebra esse fluxo do jogo, se você fica chamando muito o seu jungler, se você faz o seu jungler vir em qualquer play, ou se o seu jungler, pô, às vezes quer ser muito criativo, ele vai se fuder depois, velho. Mano, era exatamente assim que a gente pegava vantagem com o Shin em 2020. O Shin, ele... Não é só isso, né? Mas, tipo assim... O core dele, a coisa que ele mais fazia é fazer full clear e dar tracking no outro jungler, avisar onde o outro jungler tá. Mano, quase todo jogo ele pegava level 6 antes do outro jungler, e aí, quando ele pegava level 6, a gente estourava o mapa, tá ligado? A gente basicamente respeitava o outro jungler, o Shin farmava, e tipo assim, é uma vantagem que você ganha sem ter que fazer nada, entre aspas. É uma vantagem que você ganha só de estar farmando o mapa melhor que o outro time.
10 kills to do that.
Sure.
I just farmed really well. I denied him XP when I could. I slow pushed my waves. And every time I had a timing,
E esse é outro bagulho que eu comento, tipo, tem muito time BR que se enforca em várias plays, velho. Tipo, vai pra um objetivo sem puxar nenhuma wave, tá ligado? Só porque, sei lá, tem que fightar o dragão, tem que fightar o dragão, tem que fightar o dragão. E você vai pro dragão e perde todas as waves. Então, tanto isso, quanto a parte de você não respeitar o tempo do seu jungler, querer forçar play o tempo todo, por exemplo. O jungle tá querendo... Tem 5 campo up, o jungle quer farmar. Você quer ficar forçando play, forçando play, forçando play. Mesmo que você mate o cara, mesmo que a play der certo, você ganha muito pouco. Porque você não, tipo assim, você não pegou a XP antes e depois fez a play, sacou? É literalmente, tem um gold no mapa que está esperando você pegar ele, tá ligado?
I didn't hit him under his tower all the time. Sometimes I did, you know, to remind him, like, hey, it's still possible. I might die.
I'm here.
Yeah. But 90% of the moves I made were into river, and I dropped a ward and tried to find Maokai. I drop a ward, try to find Maokai. I drop a ward, try to find Maokai. Why? Because when Maokai gets spotted, the rest of the map opens up.
Sure.
And I held my TP for the longest time until they all came into my side, and then I TP'd on the wave and I said, come and get me. Try me. If they want 1v4 me there and try to dive me, I will welcome them and I will try to fight. And I might die for free, but that's a fight I'm willing to take.
Sure. So when we talk about like the coaching Brazilian players, there's a huge concern that we had, which is like pro players that, especially those that have been around for some time now, even if they don't win anything like internationally, they have ego. You know, it's a human thing to have ego. So maybe players that could have had you as a coach wouldn't send you a message because it was like, no, I mean, why would I need it? You know. Sure. So we're surprised by how many people you know, sent you a message or things like that, or were you expecting more, or maybe different players?
I will say that a lot of tier 2 players reached out to me, and I ended up just working with them because I didn't see that many tier 1 players. I mean, I think there are a good few, honestly. Like, I don't know, I only have I have 1 p.m. and 11 p.m. available because that's the best I can do.
Sure.
So, from my perspective, I think it doesn't matter. The people that I help, whether they're in tier 2 and tier 1, they will show people what it's like. If they practice hard, they will show the rest, and they will realize, oh fuck, if I don't play like this guy does, I'm gonna lose my job.
Would you say like I know that Toots and then Brains sent you a message. Any other tier 1 players sent you a message?
I don't really want to talk about it because again, like what I need is not people to. I'm not. How do I say this? I am not the person that has all the solutions. Sure. I'm just going to tell people what I think will help them.
Sure.
If I thought that I was so good that I can fix everyone and they are stupid to talk to me,
the savior,
then I would be absolutely, like, there would be something wrong with me.
Sure.
I am just trying to help people that want to be helped.
Como é que chama? Como que o Redbert falou, mano? Lição ao Gaib?
If you are on my team, there is no ego. I will fight you until your ego crumbles. That's what I always do. I will always apologize to my teammates if I made a mistake.
Sure.
Always. And I will always tell my teammates, what the fuck are you doing?
But that's the thing. Like, do you know? I forgot his name. Oh my god. But there's like an Asian coach that a lot of Brazilian players they hire him to do, you know, personal coaching.
Sure.
And they have been doing this for a lot of time, you know,
Sure.
for years and years. So how come this guy, that is a great guy, he has, you know, international titles and things like that, how come they do 2-3 years of coaching with him
Yeah.
and they can't seem to break the barrier to improve internationally? Like, it's the same thing, like, you can't, you know, help with one coaching session, you know?
The thing is, I'm not trying to coach people to get better individually. I'm trying to coach them to make their team better.
Okay.
And when I'm talking to people, I'm not like, hey, you should do this because this guy does that. No, I'm telling him, hey, if you do the same thing every game,
Consistency, you mean?
if you do the same thing every game, it's not even about consistency. Oh, it's a part of it. Yeah, if you're consistent every single game, people will start trusting you. I'll give you an example. Everyone loves football here. I love giving football examples because I don't understand shit about it. And I'm waiting for the moment someone tells me you're wrong. But I haven't been. If you're a striker and you run in and try to make a goal, you know, your team is supporting you. Are you expecting your defender to come and join you? No.
No. Yeah.
You're expecting him to sit back, relax, and wait for the ball to come back and defend. Now, what if your defender does join and he keeps doing it? 50-50, 50-50. Every time you walk for try and score a goal, the guy runs in and tries to defend. What's going to start happening?
You're gonna take goals.
No, you're not going to take goals. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. But do you know what's going to start happening in that striker's head? Every time the ball comes to him, he's going to do this. Is someone defending? Can I go? That's the reality.
It creates doubts.
Exactly. This guy is going to be like, can I go for the ball? Is he coming? Like, is he defending? Is someone defending? Should I go defend? How can you focus on scoring a goal?
Sure.
How, if you have one eye behind you, looking what's happening behind you, can you fully focus on the people in front of you and try to score a goal? It's not possible. And this is what I mean with consistency. This is what I'm trying to teach people.
Sure.
Trust is built from you being there every time. When I was jungling, I was a bit of a dictator. I told my teammates this: 3 rules. Tell me 2 waves in advance, 2 minion waves in advance. I'll be there no matter what. I'll be there. Tell me 1 wave in advance, 50-50. Tell me on the same wave, fuck you. Figure it out. I'm not coming.
Pô, ele é muito engraçado, mano.
Sure.
And this created a bond where my teammates were forced to play, think 2 waves in advance. Do we have a dive? Do we have an opportunity? Can we do something together? Or am I just recalling? Are we playing for the neutral objective? Everyone on my team had to think 2 waves in advance if they wanted my help. And if no one made a call, I would say, after these 2 camps, which roughly, if you farm 2 jungle camps, takes like 45 seconds. I don't know, maybe 30. You know, I would tell my teammates, I'm coming down, I'm doing this and this, and I want to look for something. Or I want to recall. I'll recall by my item, and then I'm going to go there. Or I'm going to do these 2 camps, and I want to make a play on your lane. It looks good. And we talk. And you know what happens? People trusted that when they waited for me to come, I would be there. It's that simple. And people didn't sit there and they were like, sometimes he comes, sometimes he doesn't come. Like, I don't know, maybe, like, I don't understand what he's thinking. Everyone understands what
O segredo do Shin é que ele nunca vinha, guys.
I'm thinking. It's very simple. If you give me enough time to farm my camps and be efficient and figure it out, I will be there. Even if I made a mistake
Não tinha dúvida nenhuma com o Shin. Não tinha dúvida nenhuma. Eu tinha certeza que ele não ia estar lá independente.
myself and I don't
E isso é bom também. Eu confiava que ele nunca viria. Exato. Então eu sabia que eu tinha que me virar, tá ligado? Eu sabia até onde eu podia jogar.
farm the camps because I'm wasting my time, I will still come.
Sure.
I will never put you in a position where you cannot trust my word. And at some point, people always trusted me. And when they said, I need you here on this wave, they knew that all they need to do is wait for that minion wave to come and focus on their own gameplay because they know I'm there.
Let me swap to
Mano, pior que... Eu não sei se vocês têm tanta essa visão, mas, mano, tudo que ele fala faz total sentido com a experiência que eu já tive, tipo, com todas as experiências que eu já tive, tá ligado? Quando você tá jogando bem, mano, você, sei lá, isso aí, de novo, tipo assim, de time que eu não tive sucesso pra time que eu tive sucesso. Quando eu tô em um time que eu não tive sucesso, mano, eu tô na dúvida de tudo que tá acontecendo, assim. Eu tô preocupado que alguém vai fazer merda, tô preocupado em falar pra aquele cara não fazer merda, tô preocupado em falar por que a gente tá jogando, eu tô preocupado com 1000 coisas, tá ligado? E quando você tá em um time que você confia que tá tudo certo, você tem que pensar em muito pouco, mano. Você tem que pensar só em Ué, é só farmar, irmão. Dá auto-ataque.
Some it's close to what you're saying, but and it's a broad question. I want to see your take on that.
Sure.
But is Bwipo the main character?
Never. I've always been a team player. I always made other players play better on my team.
Doesn't that make you the main character?
No,
Why not?
because I don't know. Maybe I don't know if you want me to be. I just don't consider myself to be. I always look at my teammates and I think, what is the best thing I can do to help this guy play the game? Like when I watch this guy play the game, I sit down and I'm watching him and he's just playing solo queues. Like, okay, so this is what he likes to do. How can I help him?
But have you found yourself in a situation where you didn't have the answer as well?
No, because I would ask him, what do you want? I mean, sure, yeah, first. And then I would sit down and be like, so I don't know what you want. I want to help you, but I don't know how. So what do you want to play? And how do you want to play? And I would just sit there, okay,
But
sounds
do,
good.
do you
Você acha que isso prejudica o Titã, por exemplo? Porque ele tem que calar tudo, falar tudo, etc. Parece que há dúvida, sei lá. Eu acho que... Tipo assim, sim, com certeza. Se você tá preocupado com tudo do jogo, se você, tipo... Mano, se chegou um momento que você tá sendo, por exemplo, meio, vamos dizer, ditador no meio do jogo, já tá uma merda, tá ligado? Porque se eu falo... Mano, se eu tenho que calar o que meu jungler tem que fazer, o que meu suporte tem que fazer, a chance disso ser o melhor pra eles é baixíssima. Então, se eu sou um cara que, em vez de, por exemplo, eu pergunto pro meu jungler e peço pra ele vir, e aí, como o Bwipo tá falando, por exemplo, ele vai planejar de uma maneira que fique boa pra ele também. Se eu sou um cara que só fala, vem aqui, e as pessoas só seguem, geralmente você vai estar sendo não eficiente no mapa. Na grande maioria das vezes você vai estar sendo não eficiente no mapa. Além do... Eu acabei puxando outro tópico sobre isso do Titã, mas tipo... Se ele sente ou não desconfiança pra ter que calar tudo, isso aí eu não sei. Eu não sei, tipo assim... Eu não tenho a comunicação inteira dos jogos deles, mas... A impressão que me passa, tipo, vendo de fora, e pode estar completamente errado também, é que eu gostaria que o Carioca falasse mais naquele time, por exemplo. E eu acho que é uma coisa de personalidade, tá ligado? Tipo assim, eu acho que como o Titã, ele é muito incisivo em toda a call e o Carioca é pouco incisivo em toda a call, depois de um grande período de tempo, provavelmente o Titã acaba tendo a última palavra na maioria das vezes, tá ligado? E, na minha cabeça, o Titã é um jogador que... Pô, ele é muito sanguinário, tá ligado? Então, ele... Muitas vezes eu acho que ele não pensa no que é melhor pra todo mundo. E não é nem esse o ponto, na real, porque no fim das contas não tem como um jogador dar shot call em tudo. Não tem como no jogo de League of Legends. Você não tem como saber a situação de todas as lanes, muito menos sendo um carry, tá ligado? Então, se você não tiver um time com confiança que você deixa cada jogador fazer a função dele, você vai ser um time que não é eficiente no mapa. Tá ligado? Se toda hora que o Titã chama o Jinquedo mid, o Jinquedo vai ficar atrás. Tá ligado? Não tô falando que é isso que acontece, mas deve acontecer de vez em quando, eu acho. E meio que você tem que, né, resolver esses problemas. Tipo, você tem que chegar num ponto legal.
do you expect to
Deixa eu ver os beats aqui. Valeu, GPV. Micas, eu
Mais um
sinto...
mês, craque.
É nóis, irmão. Micas, eu sinto, vendo a comunicação dos times da LTA Sul, principalmente os BRs, mesmo os que têm players experientes, você vê bastantes players dando call ao mesmo tempo e dúvida nas calls, tipo a PEN. Eu já vi eles dando calls controversas ou até perguntando, é Drake mesmo? Tipo, acho que tinha que ter um caller e apenas as pessoas seguissem fielmente o que ele fala e discutissem pós-game. Eu acho que não existe isso. Pela minha experiência, não existe você ter um caller só. Eu acho que sempre acontece, né? Por exemplo, depois que você trabalha pelo menos um mês em um time, vamos dizer assim, você já vai ter pessoas que você confia mais naquele time, pessoas que vão dar mais calls boas mais vezes. Então, você meio que naturalmente vai trabalhando para ouvir mais aquelas pessoas em situações de dúvida. Dito isso, não tem como uma pessoa dar shot call em tudo. Muito menos se for um carry, mano. Muito menos se for um carry. Se você é um carry e você quer muito recurso o tempo inteiro, você vai foder alguém do seu time, sacou? Então, League of Legends tem que ser uma conversa. Tem que ser uma conversa. Por isso que toda play de LoL, ela é setada, não é na hora da play. Ela é setada, tipo, 2 minutos antes. A gente tinha esse sistema, tipo, os times vencedores que eu passei tinham esse sistema. Todo objetivo, pelo menos 2 minutos antes, a gente tinha que falar pra que objetivo a gente ia jogar. E aí, a partir disso, tipo assim, você fala o objetivo, vai jogar ou não vai? Não, então escolhe outro. A partir do momento que você escolheu o objetivo, todo mundo vai jogar pra aquilo. E é isso. Se for ruim ou não, paciência. Você escolheu, você vai jogar. Obviamente, se você vê que tá ficando uma merda no meio do caminho, você desiste do objetivo e aí você já pensa no próximo. Mas tudo no LoL é feito com antecedência. Tipo assim. Mano, tem 3 lanes e uma jungle, tá ligado? É muito mapa pra ser jogado. Você não pode contar só com a visão de uma pessoa pra guiar seu jogo, não tem como.
For him to have the answer as well?
Well, I hope so.
If he doesn't have the answer?
Well, then what the fuck is he doing? What? You play solo queue game. Right now, I go play solo queue game and I lock in a champion. I'm going to lock in champions that I think are good. It's three types of things you can do in solo queue. One, you lock in a champion because you think it's good and you want to win. One, you lock in a champion because you have fun playing it and you don't care if you win or lose. And 3, you're trolling.
Calma, o quê?
Lock in a champion. Well, I hope so.
Do you expect for him to have the answer as well?
Well, I hope so.
If he doesn't have the answer?
Well, then what the fuck is he doing? What? You play solo queue game. Right now, I go play solo queue game and I lock in a champion. I'm going to lock in champions that I think are good. It's three types of things you can do in solo queue. One, you lock in a champion because you think it's good and you want to win. One, you lock in a champion because you have fun playing it and you don't care if you win or lose. And 3, you're trolling. Hopefully, they have some champions that they think are good and they know they want to play. I always say this: gun to your head. Gun to your head. What do you want tomorrow? You have a gun to your head. What are you going to play to win? What's it going to be? And then they're like, I don't know. You want to die without making a choice? You want me to choose for you?
Quer morrer sem fazer uma escolha?
You're going to die playing a champion that I picked for you. Who the fuck wants to do that? No one.
Foi muito foda essas analogias.
So pick a champion. If you lose, you will die. If you win, you live. What are you going to play? For you, right now. Do you play
O que vocês jogariam? Ai, tem que ser um vários na minha mão agora, velho.
League of Legends?
Yeah.
What are you going to play? You going to make me pick for you?
Probably play some comfortable champion like
Victor.
Victor.
What? Victor? There you go. Boom. All right, let's lock in Victor. What does Victor need in the meta? Looks pretty good. Doesn't need bans. Okay, we don't need bans. So what do I draft around Victor? Victor really likes having champions that can engage because he does a lot of damage. Okay. I'm looking for Ornn, Sion. I'll make sure you have one of those in your team. Maybe our jungler can play Sejuani, or, and this is the thing, if the jungler is like, I really like playing Lee Sin, and it's like, Lee Sin and Victor, maybe not the best mid jungle. It's fine, I'll play Ornn, and we'll play Victor, Ornn, Lee Sin, and Lee Sin will make sure early game is good, and late game, you will have me. I will be there, I'll play Ornn, you'll play Victor, we'll win together. And that's what I'm saying, it's like, even you don't even play professionally, you can give me a champion. You tell me professional players can't own up to what champion they want to play? Everyone has their answer. You just need to ask the right questions. I have my answer too.
Yeah.
I have my answers too. I can tell you what I want exactly. That's why I made the post, I made a little graphic and I said, this is what I think right now.
Sure.
That changed.
And yeah, talking about like this and some of the things that you mentioned,
Beitou todo mundo no gráfico, mano.
from my perspective, I think you're a player that, you're disruptive.
Sure.
You bother a lot of people. And in Brazil currently, a lot of people are giving you a lot of praise because, you also want to, help the scene, help the players. You have your personal views on a lot of things that we are needing right now. But it doesn't seem that way or at least that much, in North America, for example.
I don't want to help North America, you mean?
No,
Oh.
that people see you in a different light than Brazil is currently seeing you.
I mean, I'm a controversial player. I know I have my moments.
Sure.
Stress is the enemy. I don't play well when I'm stressed.
Inclusive, nossa, no final do ano passado, 2024, o Bwipo ficou, mano, saiu xingando todo mundo, filho. Ele tava jogando em house lá, tava xingando muito pesado um dos jogadores da LEC lá, velho. Ficou falando que não sabia como que ele tinha não sabia como que ele tava na LEC, ficou falando que ele era um ladrão de salário.
This is why I have my system. Because when I'm stressed and I don't know what's happening,
E depois ele pediu desculpa, obviamente.
I
Falou que não tava bem.
start making mistakes. I flip it. You know, whatever. I don't know what's gonna happen, so I'm just gonna fight right.
Também. Ele xingou, foi xingado? Xingou. Xingou pra caralho. Você acha que no cenário BR tem uma rivalidade que atrapalha o desenvolvimento muito aqui do BR? Tipo, tem times que boicotam treino um do outro por rivalidade? Ou escondem informações que seriam úteis a título de campeonato internacional? Eu não acho que a rivalidade atrapalha, não. Não. Tipo, tem pouco time que vai ser... Por exemplo, ninguém deixa de treinar por rivalidade, tá ligado? Tipo, ninguém boicota um ao outro por rivalidade. Eu nunca vi caso disso. Mentira, eu já vi caso de, tipo assim, por exemplo, não quererem treinar com a gente. Um time não quis treinar com a gente depois que veio de um bootcamp pra não ensinar a gente, entre aspas. Aí foram lá e perderam também. Parabéns.
Right now because I feel good about it. Ah, fuck. Shouldn't have done that. That's the reality of it. The way I've been consistent over the course of my career has always been the same. The pattern has been the same. It took me a long time to realize this.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't get me wrong.
personal growth, right?
Exactly. It took me a long time to realize this. But the matter of the fact is that I'm at my best when I know.
Nem em playoff é possível a Loud treinar com a PEN em reta final de camp, não? Não, tipo assim, se você vai enfrentar o seu... Se a Loud vai enfrentar a PEN, a Loud não vai treinar com a PEN. Mas na hora de playoff você não tem escolha. Tipo assim, na hora de playoff você só treina com o time que tá do outro lado da tabela.
Know what to expect
Sure.
from my teammates. I don't even care what the enemy team.
Se um time foi eliminado dos playoffs, ele fica pra treinar com os times que estão ativos ainda ou eles só vão de férias? Geralmente só vai de férias. Mas eu já estive em times que ficaram treinando mais algumas semanas pra ajudar outros times.
Team's gonna do. I know
Depende
what
muito.
to expect from my teammates. I know which wave I can fight, which wave I shouldn't fight, what matchups I'm going to play, what matchups my teammates are going to play. Do we want to go late game? Do we want to go mid game? Do we want to fight? Do we not want to fight? And I'm open for anything.
Sure. But who holds you accountable when, you're stressed?
Me?
Yourself.
My
Not
bad.
the coaching staff or the other
My bad.
players.
Yeah, that was really bad. Yeah, I agree. My coaching staff would be like, "Oh, what are you doing here? Like, so stupid." I'm like, "Yep, I agree. I have no ego about this." It's like, you know what? You're right. Sometimes I'll be like, "Well, I made this mistake because I didn't know what else to do. I would like help. Can someone help me understand what I need to do?" And why not? Why would I have ego about it? Sometimes I'm just like, "Well, I have no fucking clue what I need to do." I'm sitting here playing Poppy and they're playing all this shit and I'm just like, I feel useless. What am I supposed to do? And then my team will be like, "You need to do this and then you'll be useful." Okay, next game I sit there, I do that, and if I'm useful, I'll be like, "Nice, thank you." Fist bump. And if it still doesn't work, I'm like, "I still feel useless." He'll be like, "Okay, maybe let's change pick then." Or I'll be like, "I don't want to play this. I feel a bit useless."
So it doesn't have to be a crusade every time that you face because I feel like a lot of players feel that way. If we're going through a bump or a tough time or things like that, it always seems like a crusade to get out of this tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, people have ego. I don't know why, but they do. I have ego about the things I do really well. So, for example, there are certain drafts where I tell my team, "You pick me this, don't worry about it. I'll take care of the rest." And there's drafts where I'm like, "Well, I'm not sure I'm not sure if I'm going to carry this. Like, I don't know exactly what you want or what I need to do. So, let's figure it out." And when I'm playing a game where I know exactly what I need to do, there's room for feedback always. I'm not perfect. Baker is not perfect. No one is perfect. That's what makes it fun. So if you think that you play good enough, what is good enough?
Sure.
You win a world championship, maybe. Are you going to walk off that stage saying, I'm done? I played perfect? I hope not. Because you didn't. No one plays perfect. You can get very close. But ultimately, in the back of your mind, you need to understand that there's always room for improvement. I've had games where I played, really well. Really, really well. And still, there's room to improve.
When we talk about your beginnings, like in North America, and then we remember like Team Liquid had, core. You guys had Centauri, you guys had Hans, and then Bjergsen. So it's a lot of, great players, historical players for NA and and it didn't work out that well. And then you went to FlyQuest, and then you guys later swapped Jensen, and then, you said that maybe he wasn't improving that much, but your highest point.
Pô, eu queria muito que ele falasse desse draminha do Jensen aí. Mas ele já falou boas vezes, tipo, ele sempre dá a entender que o Jensen ou não era bom o suficiente ou não era tryhard o suficiente, tá ligado? Um dos dois.
In North America was when
Ou os dois.
you had, Inspired, which is kind of a veteran player, but 3 rookies. So did you need to have, it was about you having more control, or it was about your team also having less ego?
No,
about
it's nothing
some
about that.
things.
Like I said, the reason why I didn't do well in Team Liquid is because I didn't fight anyone. What do you want? I always come in swinging, and what do you want? So how are we going to do it? What do you want? You want to win? Okay. How are we going to win? What are you going to do? And what can I do for you? And then fight, Have an argument. Arguing is good. As long as you have good intentions arguing. If you start yelling at each other like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Maybe you don't get anywhere. But sometimes it's necessary.
Sure.
But I would always argue with players, always. And in Team Liquid, I was just like, well, they know better. They've been in the NA for 10 years. I don't know. Biggest mistake of my life. I sat back, relaxed, and was an NPC. All I wanted to do was focus on my own game. And I didn't realize that it's really hard for me to perform well when I don't know what's happening. And I just didn't. There was no structure. There was no proactive plays that were being made. We didn't have a structure for how to pressure the game. We just didn't. And that to me is like, that makes me stressed. When I don't know where and how we're going to pressure, I get stressed. And I start making mistakes. And I stop focusing on playing well individually, and I start worrying about what other people are doing.
What do you do to get yourself out of this stress hole?
Talk. Yeah, tell people, guys,
Deus é mais, velho. Deus
I
é
have
mais.
no idea what I'm supposed to do. I'm sitting in my lane. I'm
Eu devia ter brigado mais, mano. Eu devia ter brigado mais, velho. Não!
farming.
Pô, é muito zica ouvir isso, é muito
I
zica ouvir
want
isso.
to know where I'm using my tempo and what I'm using it for. Because the thing is, everyone will create tempo in League of Legends. It's a fact. It's how it works. What is tempo? It's free time.
Todos os meus times que funcionaram tinha briga, mano. Todos os times que funcionaram tinha briga. Tipo assim, teve os que não funcionaram e tinha briga também, mas... Tem que ser a briga... Quer dizer, não é que vai ter briga e vai ganhar, né? Também. Mas tem que ter a briga pra progredir, mano. Pra, tipo assim, pra você virar uma unidade, mano.
That's what people say. The tempo is free time. It's you know, when the jungler is finished with his first clear, everyone will create tempo and know where I'm supposed to do. Talk. Yeah, tell people, guys, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I'm sitting in my lane, I'm farming, but I want to know where I'm using my tempo and what I'm using it for. Because the thing is, everyone will create tempo in League of Legends. It's a fact. It's how it works. What is tempo? It's free time. That's what people say. The tempo is free time. It's you know, when the jungler is finished with his first clear, he has about 30 seconds before his golems respawn. A bit longer, actually, about a minute. 3:30, you finish your grump. You know when your Krugs respawn?
4:20.
4:15. So you have 45 seconds to kill your crab and look for a gank, and then you want to be back top lane. When you recall, it takes 8 seconds. When you walk back to golems on your side of the map, it takes you about 15 to 20 seconds. So realistically speaking, you have not much time if you want to be efficient. You have about 20 seconds to do something. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, part of the magic is also, you know, breaking these rules, right?
Sure.
No,
what
like
I'm trying to
gank
say
for
is,
gank and
sure,
skipping base.
absolutely, you can do that. But what I'm trying to say is, fundamentally, this is tempo.
Sure.
And the next time you clear your jungle, you're going to be a bit faster because you bought more damage, and you're going to clear your jungle faster. That's how the game works. Even if you buy HP, your pet will deal more damage, and most HP buying junglers have health scaling damage. So my point is you get faster, and then you get more time. And with that time, again, what are you going to do with it? Where are you going to walk? Are you going to sit in a bush and press S and do nothing? Are you going to hover? Are you going to... What is it going to be?
Mano, pior que depois que eu comecei a entender melhor a jungle, eu fico louco, mano. Quando o jungle fica perdendo tempo. Tipo assim, você acaba o clear aos 3h30, aí você faz o scuttle. Mano, você já tá num relógio desgraçado. Tipo, se você perde tempo pro seu recall, você vai atrasar o seu segundo clear, que vai atrasar o seu terceiro clear.
How are you going to
E
use
aí
that
você vai estar, tipo assim, sempre correndo atrás, tá ligado? Você nunca
time
vai ter
to
tempo
progress
livre.
the game? Because that's what your role as a jungler. Same thing for
Sempre
support.
vai ter campo up. E vai estar sendo ineficiente.
The jungler does the support and
Jungle bom, filho, é só farm, velho. É só farm.
jungler the same.
Só ajuda depois de farmar. Ou, né, obviamente, situações específicas, assim. Você tem sei lá, uma matchup que se você fizer um gank diferente, vai mudar tudo.
They have time. They have time to go do something before they need to come back and farm or hold their AD carry's hand. And in my opinion, when you know exactly what that looks like, and I can close my eyes and I can listen to a team that can tell me through their communication where their jungler is moving, where their support is moving, and who is getting help, that for me is when I'm at my best. So that's what I try to create in my teams. This is how I worked in Fnatic. I can tell you right now, when it comes to bot side situations, I think there was no team that could have a profitable bot side situation against us. Whenever you fought us 3v3, scaling champions, early game champions, whatever it may be, we usually came out on top. And that's because I worked really hard with Hilly to make sure that whenever we were in situations where help was needed or help was possible, we would agree on how to do it. And that's why we're a bot side team. I can show you, I think, 20 VODs of me pathing bot every game. I would not deviate, but every situation that I pathed bot lane was profitable for us.
When was the last time that you felt stressed at FlyQuest?
Me, like last week, 2 weeks ago, I don't know, not last week, 2 weeks ago. Last week we did good, but 2 weeks ago I was like I don't feel like I know exactly what's going on. And it was 3 weeks ago, I think, when we lost. Yeah, it was just like I just didn't feel like we knew exactly what was going on, and we identified that because of Fearless, there's a lot of drafts that like people just aren't that sure about how to play,
Sure.
and that made me stress and play worse too. And I think other people too, by the way. Like I'm talking about me from my perspective. I can promise you, everyone plays better when they know exactly in their mind what's happening. Like I said, you're on the football pitch. If you know the ball's coming to you, the only thing you need to focus on is how you get that ball in the net. But if you're worried about how the ball is going to get to you, and you're playing the game for other people, thinking about what they're going to do,
Fudeu.
how can you be fully present when the ball is in your hands or feet? You cannot be. And that's why one must build trust. And how do you do that? It's by being consistent. It's by telling people, you died at bot lane, I'm still going to be here. You died top lane, I'm still going to be here. Like for example, grubs.
Grubs.
The grubs, they spawn. And in a draft where I need to be at the grubs to do them with my team, it's my responsibility. I will be there no matter what. If I have to give up a full minion wave because I fucked up, I will give up that minion wave. And then I will discuss with myself or my coach or whoever, usually myself, I will tell myself, next time I play, I need to make sure I don't make this mistake so I don't give up the grubs, but I'm still going to be there. Even if I fall behind half a level. Because it's my fault. And I cannot have other people start doubting me for mistakes I made.
Sure.
And it's as simple as that.
So-
I fundamentally believe.
Ownership and responsibility, right?
Exactly. And when everyone believes that, oh, he will be there no matter what. It's a bad game, he'll be there. It's a good game, he'll be there. That's when I think you can start talking about how you win together.
And I think one last topic that I want to point out is like in Brazil, a lot of people within the community, be that ex-pro players, co-streamers, and the community itself, they seem to always point out that Brazilian players, they have so much ego without conquering anything like relevant internationally.
Sure.
That this also translates to them not respecting the coaches. So a common phrase in Brazil is Brazil doesn't have good coaches. So that's why you have to import, Stardust. And then Stardust didn't manage to do a great job in Brazil. Now we have Seal, which, LEC champion, and he's having a struggle as well. He came in, people saw him as, the savior, he has all the answers. And now he's struggling a lot because, Cade is not...
Calma. Não fala isso assim. Não fala isso assim. Não é assim. Pô, ele deu azar, mano.
Didn't perform that well this first split
Coach Pablo Marcil.
with him changing 4 pieces.
Calma, calma. Espera o fim do ano, guys. Espera o fim do ano. Coach Marcil tem um plano.
For 4 players from a finals last split. So people tend to, talk bad a lot about Brazilian players and their views on Brazilian coaches, and also talk bad about Brazilian coaches and people that are here coaching. And then you said this week that, it might be it might be a good idea, in the future to come to Brazil and then, have this experience. Who knows what the future holds, but what's your take on, this view about the Brazilian coaches and
Honestly,
the ego of pro players?
I haven't worked with anyone. Like I said, if anyone has an ego, I will fight them. I will argue with you for hours. I don't care. I need you to tell me why you're here. And if you can't explain why you're here, I will argue with you until you sit down and tell me. I can tell you this much, and this is a conversation I have with all my players. Whenever I feel like people don't want to do the work, I tell them this. You gave up growing up with your family, near your family. Your mother will not see you living and growing up in a city an hour away from you, an hour drive, see you every weekend. Neither will your father. Your family members will not see you every year. You may see them, you may not. You might not have time. You sacrifice not just your life, but the life of the people around you and the fact that they do not have you in their lives anymore. You are stuck playing this game every day, hours on end, and you can barely make time for anything other than this. And you are telling me you can go to your parents and look them in the eye and tell me you can't tell me what you want? Try me.
Ele é muito foda, pô.
Simple as that. I want to know why you're here. Do you want to win? You want to be the best? Just tell me. You tell me, I'm just here because it's easy money. I was good enough to get pro, so I got paid for money. Okay. So next split, you will either be on this team and I will not be, or you're going to fuck off and not play on my team. Because it's that simple. All I want is people that want to be the best. That's all I care about. And I just need to know what you want. And the moment people concede and they say, I want to be the best.
Mano, é muito absurdo isso, porque, tipo, você tem uma presença como o Bwipo no time, eu acho que o Inspired é um cara que faz esse papel também junto com ele, mas, tipo assim, faz toda a diferença, tá ligado? Esse trabalho que a gente tem que fazer, por exemplo, os nossos times, né, os times que estão no topo, eles têm que fazer esse trabalho de, mano, conversar tudo fora de jogo, ter uma visão muito parecida sobre o jogo, pra realmente na hora que eles estiverem jogando não ter que, porra, pensar em mais nada e não desconfiar de nada. Só que é muito difícil chegar nesse ponto de time, tá ligado?
Alright, let's sit down then. Let's look at what these
A não ser que tenha, tipo assim, realmente 5 pessoas que queiram muito aquilo.
guys do that make them the best. Because again, when I'm telling people, I do it the other way around. I tell them what I think will help them be the best in the world, and then I tell them, go look at Bin, go look at Zeus, look what they do. And lo and behold, they do everything I said, but you can also do it the other way around, You can look at Zeus, you can look at Bin. Like, how come these guys are always at the World Championship, always World Finals, always play? Because they play pretty good League of Legends, right? I believe that. I believe that the same players show up because they are doing something very right, very consistently. So just watch them play and copy them. I decided to go pro in season 6 because I was watching LEC and I thought, holy fuck, I can do that. What is that guy doing? I can do that better. Like, what the fuck was that?
Sure.
And I was
Aí,
so
ó,
mad
pra vocês do chat aí, tio.
in season 7 when there was 2 players that got hired that were not me, and they only lasted 1 year and they got benched. God was kind to me. He gave me a better chance. Next year he put me in Fnatic, and everyone knows the rest. But I was really mad, I was like, how can these people get chances before me? But it didn't matter. I kept focusing on what I can do.
Sure.
And that's the thing. You need to focus on what you can do, not what you cannot do. And just look at what the best players do and copy what you can, and then build from there. These guys just farm their creeps, by the way. They move when it's good to move. They fight when it's good to fight.
What do you think about, mentality-wise?
Calma aí, guys. Pausa pro banheiro, pô. Que isso? Deixa eu só ver se tem. Legal. Não vou aguentar mais 12 minutos. Pausa pro banheiro, já voltamos. Cortei, bora.
Because one might think that, you know, if I accept the fact that I don't know anything, you know, I might have a weak mindset. And also, people in Brazil tend to, you know, look a lot to, let's put saviors as the word, you know. So like CEO came in with all his knowledge, and now Bwipo is telling us all these things. They are the savior. But at the same time, we also have a lot of experience with what we call snake charmers.
Sure.
You know, so this person talks a lot. He talks, you know, it's pretty what he's talking about. I don't know what he really means, though. You know, he doesn't have all the answers.
Yeah,
so is that a weak mindset you have or not?
No, I mean, I think you should just, it's really simple. I think worrying about other things than playing well is just energy wasted. That's why I don't care what people think. Like, I'm here to help you. You want my help? Come and get it. You don't care? I'm not going to waste my energy. I'm not going to sit here being like, oh, like, I want to help everyone and make a difference for everyone. No, I want to help the people that want help. It's that simple. I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you, I can show you what the best players in the world do. And if you are going to sit down and practice the way they practice, because I can show you what you need to do to practice in that way, then you will play well. But I can't make you spend 1,000 hours practicing that way, because at the end of the day, it's in your head. It's your head. You need to want to do that. It's fucking hard. Trust me. It's really nice to play solo queue and you're like, haha, lol, let's run around and kill people. I love that. Me too. I love it too. I love playing League like that. But to sit down in my scrims and be like, I could kill him, but useless. Like, it doesn't help me practice. It's killing him. Like, it's because he made a mistake. Like, why would I kill him? It doesn't do anything for me. Like, next game, he will not make the mistake and I have a completely different situation. So I will choose to play the same situation that I know will happen. I will force this to happen. I force it to happen.
Would you say it's a mixture of, you know, humility, knowledge, and lack of ego?
I don't know. Like I said, I don't concern myself with this.
Fui ver agora e o Bwipo ganhou pra caralho na carreira e só o Brence procurou o cara. Faz sentido, Micas? Não, mas não foi só o Brence que procurou, não. Eu não sei quem mais do Tier 1 procurou, mas o Butcher citou o Tuts aqui. Eu não sei se mais gente ajudou ou não.
Sure.
People are so
Procurou não, mas teve bastante gente que procurou.
busy looking at the big picture. Dude, just play well.
Yeah.
Just focus on the game, man.
You don't need pretty words. Just
Focus on the game. Show me that you can 10 games in a row. 10 games in a row. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. All I'm asking, 5 minutes. This is what I tell my players. If I'm my coach, I would say 5 minutes. 5 minutes of laning phase. Show me that you can be on this wave every single game, ready with a slow push, ready to dive it. 10 games in a row. Show me. Prove it to me. I'm sitting next to you in solo queue. Prove it to me. Someone griefed you? Fine. Next game, do it again. Prove it to me. Until out of 100 games, 99 times, the wave is there. That's what I want, because you can do that, right? I can do that. I remember I was running Surdy, and he was playing Kennen against Sound, and he told me, wow, you can put the wave in the same place in the losing matchup? I'm like, of course. I know how many times you can basic attack me before I am in a bad condition. I know when I can bait you to hit me and push the wave into me, and when I should not. I know when I need to recall on TP. I know. That's why you're a professional. And that's what I'm saying. People don't practice like this. People practice like they're like, let's see what happens.
Sure.
I don't see what happens when I play a matchup I've practiced. I know what is going to happen. I can tell you exactly where that wave is going to be. And only time that is going to change if I got ganked, he got ganked, something happened. Like, that's the fun of the game. Things can change.
Sure.
But imagine playing chess and you don't have a fucking opening. You're just like, me. And the opponent blunders a piece and you're like, oh, maybe I can checkmate him. And then you try to checkmate him and you lose the game. And it's just like, why? Just play the same pattern. All I want you to show me is that you can play the same pattern. So when I draft you that matchup and I pick you that matchup, I know what's going to happen. That's all I want. As a jungler, same thing. I told my teammates, I want the wave to be here in this moment every game. Because then I can start talking to you about what we're going to do with it. And that's what we did. Every game, every single game, my bot lane had the wave in the approximately same position. Sure. And I would show up and we would fight and we would discuss. How did we fight? Why did we fight? How do we fight better? What are we looking for? And then complicated things can exist. Then that's complication. Same thing, 25 minutes in. You're on the fucking mid-wave. You need to all be there. No bullshit. You agreed with your teammates, you're going to be on that wave mid, and then you're going to take vision, and then you're going to do neutral objectives, and then you're going to... So fucking be there. Show me that you can be there every single game. You got shit on? I don't care. TP to the wave. I don't give a fuck. Just be there. No matter what, you have to give up a tier 2 because you fucked up. Your fault. Let's fix it. But show me that you're there. Prove it to me every game. You will be there. And then you can build trust. Because when you trust that everyone will be there, you can talk about how you win. How are we going to kill the enemy team? When we are all on the same piece, my jungler's in front of me, my support's next to me, I'm the AD carry, I'm walking up to the wave, and we are ready to fight. We are talking about who is getting Sejuani ulted and when. We are talking about who is getting Varus ulted. We are talking about what we're waiting for. Are we waiting for someone to poke? Are we waiting for the enemy team to come and give us an angle? Are we starting the objective? Are we waiting for the enemy to start the objective? These are the conversations that can only happen when you know everyone's going to be there without fail. Always. That's what I'm saying. Like, these conversations don't happen, and this is why it's always a fucking mess. This is why, like, oh, we have a 2K gold lead, but it's a fucking mess because you have a 2K gold lead, but the people that are supposed to be there to push the lead, they're doing random shit, man.
Sure.
They're just based on feelings. Like, oh, maybe I can kill this guy on side lane. Whee! Let's run side lane. Ah, fuck, we gave up mid power. Ah, fuck, we lost our mid tower. Ah, and it's just like, dude.
It's a shit show.
It's a shit show because people are playing on instinct. They don't have the discipline to practice what is going to happen on stage. And this is why people get lost on stage. It's the same for me. I'm the same. If I'm walking up the mid wave on a character that doesn't do anything on mid wave, which, by the way, there's a lot of them. You know, if I'm playing Seth, for example, I'm on the mid wave and I'm sitting there showing, like, what am I going to do? Flash on the guy's head? No. So what am I going to do? I'm just running around. And then, like, oh, maybe I can. And then I flash in and, maybe that was a bad idea. No shit. Because you didn't know beforehand. What my job is to sit in a fucking bush. Is to sit in a bush and wait. If someone comes face check me, bang, I own him. That's my job. And that's what I'm saying. People, they make the game so complicated and about these complications instead of just establishing very simply. If you do this, I can do this. If you are walking with me on the mid wave, I can poke them. I want to walk with the mid wave. So I push the mid wave. I'm playing Ezreal. I push the mid wave. This is what Ezreal loves doing. He likes walking the mid wave in. He likes to walk all the way. And the enemy champions have to walk backwards. And he will cue them if they try to walk into him and clear the wave. Mm-hmm. And then when they're all the way back there, at their tier 2, right? Mm-hmm. Then he goes into the jungle. And then you have to run into him. And then bang, Q in your head. From Fog of War, bang, Q in your head. And you're just like, trust me, I played Ornn. I'm like walking into these queues. I'm like, this is not fun. And that's what I'm saying. And you have to also agree, it's like, oh, we need to take the next wave first. So we walk this wave in, and then the next wave, we take that one under their tier 2. We took the wave, now we go back to the jungle, because they don't have a wave to take our tier 1 mid, and then we go to our side, and then they can't walk into us. And in the meanwhile, your engaged players need to understand that they need to also wait for them to come in. Sure. How far do they come in? Which bush are you going to decide to win or lose the game on? That's how it works. And then you'll come to conclusions like, ooh, I mean, this bush, like, I don't know, like, I can only go on their front line. It doesn't seem that easy. And that's how you get good.
We have to wrap up, but
sure, go ahead.
I'll ask you one last question is, when will Bwipo stop being a pro player?
I don't know. I'll decide when I feel like it. I do want to win Worlds as a player, so hopefully I'll get to do that. But the reality of the matter is that I think I can coach people as a jungler. And maybe as a top laner if I work really hard. So I don't really consider myself to be, I don't feel like I need to retire as a pro player to help people, is what I'm saying.
Mano, pior que é bizarro esse cara, velho. Tipo assim, o tanto de entrevista que ele tá dando coach individual. Ele continua sendo tryhard pra caralho no time dele. E o time dele tá jogando bem, velho. Qual que é a nossa desculpa agora, cuzão?
So I can still play and help people. As a coach, like I said, I will coach if I get a good opportunity and people need some people just need to be reminded that they can be the best. Because one thing that I really believe in is that over the years that we've had success is we had that discipline. We knew which bushes we were going to win and lose the game on. They walk in here, we fight to the death. How we fight to the death, we discuss. And we know what's going to happen. That is what I would want to teach as a coach. Like I said, if I coach, I'm not scrimming 4 games a week. Fuck that. I don't. Scrimming 4 days a week will happen when my teammates, my players, show me that they are consistent every single game. I want my teammates to create so much structure and such a solid game plan that chaos can exist within that structure. People get creative after you have a structure. That's how it works. If you are just chaos all the time, then you will just flipping a coin.
Yeah.
And flipping a coin is nice when you are playing against a team that's better than you. So that's what I like doing. So we're playing against a better team than us. All right, fuck it. Let's play singed. Let's see what happens. They might not know what's going to happen. They might not know what my champion does really. But when you're playing against a team that's worse than you, there should be no flipping coins. There should be a stable, standard game of League of Legends. And you should play around your best players. Because that's what I'm saying. What makes a good team is the fact that they have more players that are going to perform consistently. Consistency is everything. Chaos is built from that. The reason why people love all my crazy picks and all this stuff is because I have, within the mold of our structure, created chaos.
Bwipo, great talking to you.
Genial, genial.
Any last words in this interview? I mean, we spoke a lot. Thanks for your time.
There is hope. I really believe so. Like I said, I spoke to Brands, and he can explain to me exactly what I'm doing. There was a situation bot. We were losing lane. My bot lane's going to get frozen on. My Rakan died. My Cassiopeia died. I can show you the VOD even if you want. You can pull it up. It's I think it's Fnatic 2021 Summer versus Rogue game 1 or 2. I think it's 2. I'm not sure though. Anyway, I use this VOD every time because I with bot laners I always tell them, like, why do I fight there? Why do I not fight there? My teammates die. It's because I have to. I was someone that always had structure, but sometimes in the chaos, you need to make a good play. What I'm trying to tell you is he understands the game. So other people in the region also understand the game. But the reason why people cannot perform on stage is because there's a lack of trust. Because there is no eyes closed, just playing my own game. I know what my teammates are going to do. This doesn't exist in this region, at least from what I can tell. So we'll see.
But there's hope.
I know there's hope. There's always hope.
Yeah.
Like the difference is not big. FlyQuest went from being a team that we went from a team that was like decent to we can compete with some of the best in the world.
Sure.
And the reason why that is because the difference is not big. People always try to say the difference is huge. The difference is huge when people do not have a structure. Then the difference is huge. But if you have a structure and you know what you're going to do mid-game, early game, mid-game, late game, the game can always be winnable. So winnable. Like you guys were like your players are 2v2 killing people, 1v1 solo killing people. Like let's rally around that. Let's look at what we can do for that player. Let's come together, help that guy. That's what I want to help with. I'm not here to give you guys solutions. I'm here to tell you the difference is not that big. Stop pretending like it is. I can show you VOD. VOD after VOD after VOD. I can open 200
Deixa ele falar, Butch. Deixa ele falar, mano.
VODs probably. 200 VODs. And every single game, I can ask you, can you do that? And so far, every single player I've worked with has said, yeah, I can do that. And I was like, yeah, I agree.
Acreditem.
So fucking do it!
Valeu, pessoal.
Pô, mano, ele é muito foda, viado. Tipo assim, tem nem espaço pra falar muito porque é realmente só ouvir, mano, só ouvir. E tipo, tudo que ele falou ressonou muito com as minhas experiências, muito. Tipo, as coisas que ele valoriza foram coisas que os meus times vencedores tinham, tá ligado? E as coisas que ele fala que são ruins também eram coisas que aconteciam nos times que não venciam. Então é muito massa o cara ter, tipo assim... Pô, é quase que uma fórmula, né, mano? Tipo assim, tá aí a tal da fórmula mágica. Que no fim não é fórmula mágica nenhuma. É trabalhar duro, junto, bater cabeça, brigar, mas chegar nesse ponto de ter uma estrutura em time, velho. Imagina Micão 2016 com essa mentalidade. Puta que pariu. Puta que o pariu. Na verdade, tipo, o que eu mais fiquei pá foi... Tipo assim... Ele falou que o time que ele não teve sucesso foi o time que ele não brigou muito. E aí eu penso que realmente, tipo, nos últimos anos, por exemplo, eu poderia ter brigado muito mais, tá ligado? Poderia ter brigado muito mais. Pelas coisas que eu acredito, né? E aí, independente da minha ideia vencer ou não, vamos dizer assim, independente da sua ideia vencer ou não, só de você trazer a discussão pro time, só de você chegar em uma conclusão, os 5 jogadores, seu time já vai ficar melhor, tá ligado? E só que pra isso você precisa, né, de 5 pessoas engajadas no mesmo objetivo. Que inclusive é o jeito que ele começa toda a fala dele, né? A primeira coisa que ele fala é que ele pergunta pro cara o que ele quer. O que você quer? O que você quer? Aí quando o cara fala que ele quer ganhar, aí começa a discussão, sacou? Aí vocês trabalham no objetivo conjunto. Pô, e é doideira, mano. A parada dele conseguir fazer esse tanto de entrevista, treinar e ainda dar coach pra outros jogadores é insano, velho. Insano. Acaba com a desculpa de todo mundo, tá ligado? É bizarro. Vidão, mano. Parabéns, Butcher, pela entrevista. Bwipo sempre sensacional. Pô, e é isso, molecada. Vocês têm perguntas aí? Eu já vou. Eu já vou sair fora já. Só ver se tem perguntinha no chat. Eu só liguei a live pra assistir esse vídeo mesmo, que eu queria muito ver. Uma hora e 15 de live? Não, mais a outra, né, paizão? A consistência para ter um padrão que dentro desse padrão você possa formar uma estrutura e dentro dessa estrutura você pode fazer o que quiser, sabendo que o limite é X e o mínimo é Y, podendo replicar é muito foda a ideia. Sim. Seu jogo não pode ser só caos, tá ligado? É exatamente isso. Qual que é a VOD que ele falou, hein? É uma coisa que meu professor de faculdade sempre me falou. Quando você fala eu não tenho tempo, ele pergunta o que você faz entre as 10 da noite e as 6 da manhã. Se você dorme, você tem tempo? Como assim? Pô, ele tava sugerindo você a não dormir? Aí fudeu, pô. Aí tá errado. Infelizmente, dormir é roubado, mano. Dormir diminui a chance de você ter doenças autoimunes, diminui a chance de doenças do coração, diminui a chance. Eu ia falar câncer, mas eu não lembro com certeza. Dormir é roubadaço. Infelizmente. Eu queria não ter que dormir, mas. Ele fala que mesmo ele tendo um trampo integral, ele fazia faculdade à noite e ainda tinha que estudar à noite pra ter uma vida melhor, pra poder dar uma condição pra família. Então, se você dorme 8 horas por dia, você é privilegiado. Perfeito. Ao mesmo tempo, né? Durma às 8 horas, se você puder. Meu professor, na minha terceira aula com ele, me falou: você só tem 8 horas que não podem ser diminuídas, que são suas 8 horas diárias de sono. No resto, você pode otimizar à vontade. Se você gasta muito tempo numa coisa, você pode ter certeza que dá pra fazer em menos tempo e ainda assim fazer bem. Qual que era o Fnatic versus Rogue Game 1? Foi isso que ele falou? 2021.
Welcome to this series.
Ele falou que achava que era o jogo 2, né? Tem que ter um Rakan. Pode ser esse aqui. Mas que hora será que é? É esse aqui, será? Não, né? Mano, esse TP atrás rapidão é sacanagem. É o segundo? O segundo também tem Rakan? Pode ser o segundo, então. Ah, ele falou que tinha Cassiopeia. Vocês lembram o que era que ele falou? Ó o Trimby aqui, ó, do lado do Hansama. Ó o Trimby, ó o Trimby.
Is immediately
É o quê? Quando a bot lane dele morre no level 1? Não entendi direito.
Giveth, Hillesang tech. And now we're back to life. Niski still has those double buffs. Bwipo
CS coming around them. While
of course got the second that Hillesang.
Ready for the top dive if they can set it up, but I think too hard at this point in the game.
Yeah, important thing to note here. Bwipo didn't get spotted because he ran around the plant, but Inspired's been sitting on a ward for a while, so Niski knows exactly where he is. Hans pushing in bot will keep the pressure. It's all about the mid lane right now. Larson doesn't have flash, Bwipo doesn't either, neither does Niski. It could be a 2v2, but Inspired looks like he just wants to counter jungle, give up the push, maybe look for some kind of bot lane plays here. No TPs on the map whatsoever. Upset Hilly. A bit of a bad trade.
Upset already low.
Big wave.
Hillesang, long, cool,
on their way down to offer support.
and the roam. Adapt. Finally allowed the isolated 1v1 on top side.
Odo actually had kill pressure there. If he just kind of flashed forward, full committed and cancelled his.
É pra morrer a Cassiopeia e a bot lane?
Think they
Spot in on Hansa.
has to be careful.
Not the quite hit the fight that he's looking for, but Bwipo may be looking to take it anyway. They've now got in on Hansama. That's going to be big. He's been polymorphed, but it's not going to be enough. Hansama taken out. Bwipo now continuing to chase. He can pick up the Ashe if he wants to. No. On the bottom, access to that.
Fnatic wants
Não sei de que play que é, foda-se.
Just get killed.
Incredible. Guys, eu vou sair fora, mano. Eu vou sair fora. A primeira no começo do jogo? Tá bom, não, calma que eu tô curioso com isso.
Push in mid. Is he gonna?
And now we have to see if they can execute.
Yeah.
and they were throwing the damage off.
See it on.
From the side. Now, like how crucial they are, if they can find any cheeky little advantages. Also
E o que é pra saber aqui? Não entendi. Qual que é a pergunta que ele faz? Depois que o Rakan morre, o que a gente faz? É isso?
This early laning phase certainly harder than the previous one. Now the ignite coming in, platform from Hillesang, first blood immediately upset, can try to trade back a little bit, but really no options here. Or Lulu in the early game, so oppressive.
Yeah, we talked about the lane phase, the blind pick Rakan pop. Maybe they want.
Flash for
Hold on, walking on.
versus 2 kill in the bot lane that doesn't get punished. Back into the lane.
We're supposed to game. They
Oh, they TP
1v1 here. A little bit of system.
have to kill them early. And Trimby, of course, that, oh, they TP'd on as level 4, we're just gonna have to kill them earlier. So that they
Back
can't
wave,
TP
dive
in on
bot.
We have 1v1 here. A little bit of sustain on the side of Bwipo, but Inspired also going to do a lot of damage, stealing away that base AD is going to be massive as well. Larson first to the move. Flash over the wall from Niski. He's trying to lock him up. Bwipo now fully committing to the fight. They're going to be able to find this one. He gets the reset now. Bwipo stepping forward. He's going to have a pillar of his own to put in front of Larson. He has to find the angle, though, and he's going to get it for now.
Hour off Niski and thing game.
there. It would have been up here. Disadvantage around.
So great Odo to make sure that he.
That what should have been a great start for Larson in the mid lane, the opportunity for him to start roaming around the map.
Ele passava pros caras tentarem entender e explicar o porquê disso ter acontecido e como lidar com isso. Entendi. Entendi. Na hora que ele tava falando, eu não tinha entendido tão bem assim. Ainda bem que vocês estão prestando atenção, velho. Mas é isso, molecada. Valeu, mano. Até amanhã. Amanhã também de novo. Amanhã é sexta-feira, mano. Ganhar umas 15 partidas seguidas amanhã, pelo menos. Pra ficar legal. Beleza? Valeu, forte abraço aí. Tamo juntão, mano.